Well, it is Wednesday, December 1st. What up, Doe? Yours truly, Drake Swift, Tori Savage Kitty. We're here with Anna. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you guys?
We're well, thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Let me
Yes.
just
Welcome.
I
Welcome.
I have to change it.
I am digging that wall behind you, girl. That is so amazing.
This is courtesy of the art school dropout from Flint, Michigan.
I love it.
Yes, he is an amazing artist, like one of a kind.
Absolutely. That's a whole vibe you got going on there. I love it.
Tell me the story. So go ahead and tell me the story. So I thought it was a cute story. I know you said it had something to do with your daughter. So go ahead, tell me the story.
Okay. Well, I met the art school dropout at a pop-up shop, the Afterglow Market here in Lansing. And my daughter is an introvert. She's actually the one that designed our logo. And she draws anime, but she doesn't talk to people. She don't like people at all.
Yeah.
And he was painting a giant canvas of Clarissa Shields, the Olympic gold medalist. And my daughter went up to him and started talking to him. And so when she got done, I went over there because, I'm Mama Bear, and I was like, I just want to let you know how that you have to have a good spirit. You have to have something that exudes out of you if my daughter came and spoke to you. So I had to come introduce myself and say thank you for taking the time to talk to my baby. Yeah. And from then on, we've been like, he's now my brother. His wife is my sister-in-law, and they're actually about to do a home birth and give birth to my niece or nephew. And
awesome.
They actually just called me before the interview today to wish me good luck.
Aw, so they're like family now.
Oh yeah, they've been adopted into the family. He did
That's
this
awesome.
mural, and then he did one behind my cash register that says "Create some shit."
I love it.
And the crazy thing is, when he did this wall, this is the second go round. The first one he had already finished, and he came in that day and he was like, "This isn't your wall," and I was like, "But I like it." He was like, "But this isn't you. I got to redo it." And when he got done, I was like, oh my God, it's me on a wall.
Yeah. And now there's a little bit of a glare. Tell us what it says.
Do what you love.
Love it. And then I can see some writing around the sides. Yep, what are those, affirmations or?
Dream Chaser. The name of my pop-up shop says Can't Stop, Won't Stop. It says Motivate. It says Validate Yourself. 24/7 Grind. The name of my business, Dream Big. Like, it's all kinds of inspirational saying. Entrepreneurs welcome, because we do pop-up shops here.
Super motivating.
Yes, I told him I wanted something that when people came into my store, that they felt the positive vibes and they felt the energy, because that's what I'm all about, is uplifting other people.
Same. It's funny you said you have an introverted child. Drake and I also, he has an introverted child and I have an introverted child. So I know when you speak of that and you say there must be something about that person, because our kids don't talk to nobody. Okay. They're not trying to come up to you and talk to you. They will, but they have to feel comfortable about doing it. So you know someone's a good soul when they're like, oh, I can talk to you, because they don't have small conversations. They either say nothing or they say it all, right? There's no small talk with them.
Oh, my brother's watching it.
Hey, Anna's brother. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Keon.
Oh, so I love it. What's your shirt say?
Oh.
I'm on it. I be watching it all.
When all else fails, add bacon.
Boom. Love it. Words to live by. That's a whole mantra in itself.
Yes. My catchphrase at the end of all my videos is peace, love, and bacon grease.
Girl, love it.
So I was like, oh, I like this. This is me.
I like that. I need to come up with something cool like that.
Tell me a little bit about Anna. I know we spoke off air, a Michigan native. And then tell me a little bit about you and how you ended up on this journey. Because her concept, Tori, of her pop-up shop or her brick and mortar is actually kind of cool. So if you can go into that, tell me who you are for everybody that's listening, tell me if you're in the Lansing area. Tell me what you can offer for business owners. So go ahead.
Okay.
I'll let you explain that.
All right. Well, my name's Anna, obviously. I'm the owner of Better Than Yours Designs. It's in the name. That's our slogan. I've been here my whole life. I left for a little bit and came right back. I've been crafting my entire life. Every time I got pregnant, I'd come up with a new thing. Hair bows, tutus. My kids had homemade costumes, everything. My daughter started drawing anime when she was about 12. And she drew our logo last year. She was not satisfied with that one, so she redid it again. And when I seen how talented she was, I went and bought everything I needed to put her drawings on whatever I wanted. And we've branched out from there. We've done shows in different cities and different states all over the U.S. We went on a family tour. We've done pop-up shops all over Detroit. Like I was telling him earlier, we were in Detroit every weekend for 5 months. Like we go hard. That's why the name of our pop-ups is Can't Stop, Won't Stop. We just recently got our store in November, and we open up our store every weekend to bring on other small businesses so they can come set up in our store. We have 4 rooms. We have the Goddess room. We have the Floral room, Garden of Eden, and because I'm HP for life,
Hey,
we got the Harry Potter room. And we rent them out so that vendors can come in and have a safe and positive environment to sell their products, because there's a lot of people that are doing pop-up shops and hosting them, and they're in it for the money. I need to make money so that I can pay my overhead.
yeah.
But I'm doing it because I want to see everybody else succeed. We also pick a different charity or organization every month that we take donations for. At the end of the month, after we've received all the donations, everybody gets a ticket for every donation they make. And at the end of the month, whoever we picked, whatever organization, they come and pick the winning ticket. If it's a vendor that wins, they get a free day in our store. And if it's a customer that wins, they get a gift basket that not only our company donates to, but all of my vendors donate to, which is
that's awesome. Probably mind-blowing. Yeah, that alone would be worth it.
I didn't expect all the vendors to want to pitch in, and they just started adding to the basket. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Thank you. So our grand opening weekend, it was like a 90s sitcom, because I was like breaking down in the bathroom, and my sister, who recently passed away, came in and she was like, sis, calm down. What's meant to be will be. And
I'm so sorry to hear that. Your sister, God rest her soul.
Yeah, that took me
out. But them words she said, you got this.
Yeah, she
was stick with you forever.
Yes. And actually we're still selling her products in our store right now, to go towards helping with the funeral arrangements and everything. So she sold, oh my God, she was so beautiful. It was Midnight Creations by India Hopkins. She sold essential oils, designer inspired fragrances, hand dipped incense, soaps, essential oils, shower gel, bath wash, like everything. And everything was handmade with her with love and integrity.
That's amazing. So do you have, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Do you have are the things you're selling to help proceeds for her funeral, are those listed on a web page or a Facebook page where we can have a link to drop in the comments or afterwards the show? So if there's anybody that wants to purchase, I'm sure they would love to do that.
They are actually on her Instagram and her Facebook, Midnight Creations. It's spelled MD Knight, and it's CREASHAWNS, Creations, like that. But
Sean's.
It's not pronounced that way. I got in trouble all
the time. I'm sorry, Midnight, and then what is it? Spell it for me.
CREASHAWNS.
Creations.
Yes.
So would you describe yourself as like a pop-up? Well, how would you describe yourself? A pop-up vendor, art gallery, boutique kind of like?
Oh shoot, I don't even know.
What would you describe yourself as?
I'd say
it's kind of like it seems like an artist gallery, pop-up artist gallery for entrepreneurs. They've got a whole bunch going on there.
Well, and then we make our own product too. So we sell like custom t-shirts, blankets, kitchen sets, rolling trays, drinking trays. We have backpack sets.
Yeah, you do all your own sublimation and all your own
Everything.
stuff, huh? That's awesome.
Yep, we do actually, and it's not all just me because my whole family helps. We were actually picked to be in a calendar for the up and coming, our introverts, not introverts, up and coming of Michigan, or Lansing. And we were the month of August. And when the lady reached out to me, she was like, well, I want you to be in the calendar, but I don't want just you. I need
you have the whole crew.
Because when I would go to shows, my kids came with me. My kids know how to set up my table. My son makes the safety keychains. My oldest makes the roach clips. And yes, thank you, Miranda. You spelled it out in the comments. And actually, Miranda is the Miranda Houston of Houston Legacy of Enlightenment, which was the organization we picked for November, right, for our donation. But yeah, it's all family functioning. We do everything together. If I have a late night, they'll stay up and help me so that I'm not stressing. Like it's amazing.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. I love it. Love, love, love it. That's very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I guess I was trying to figure out when you were telling me. So you do all this stuff, and then you do where you bring other businesses and they can sell their products. Are they able to sell competing products, or it doesn't really matter?
I'll bring on somebody that has something similar, but because we only have limited space, I try to only bring on 1 or 2 vendors that do the same thing.
Okay.
Because we're in such a small space. If I had a bigger space, then I wouldn't stress it.
Right.
But I don't want. I noticed that when I did shows that people were always watching everybody else's pocket, like, oh, well, they did this. Or, the snide comments, on that, but I can make it better. I didn't want that. I wanted it to just be
right. Everybody is unique, and you might do the same thing, but it's a different style. So it's not the same, as opposed to, oh, well, I can do that shirt better. I can make that such and such better. I got, here, call me. I can cut that by $5.
Yes, that
I get it. And unfortunately, in that industry, a lot of people do that in the, in the printing, in the artsy craft. I'm a crafter too. I was up till 5 o'clock this morning crafting. Like, they're like, did you sleep? I'm like, no, girl. No. But I got glitter in my eye. Right. And my 2 fingernails are glued together from the cement I was using. But my picture frames look fire.
I don't even know how the vinyl got on my thigh because I was fully dressed. And I was like,
listen, so crafters will know this. So I live in the color black, right? Because it hides everything. But I have a drawer full of crafting pants, right? They have like a glue, a burn, this little hard piece. I'm like, damn, these pants are brand new. And I got 1 quarter size hard piece on all these fucking pants. And I'm like, I can get this shit out. Watch, I'm gonna get this out. And I'm like, it goes in the crafting drawer, right? And you you pick your pants by how many crafts you're doing that day.
Yes. I put on my favorite yoga pants the other day, and I was like,
damn. I know. And it's a heartbreak, right? Because you're like, fuck, these are my favorite yoga pants too. Right. And
these are my like super comfy, suck everything in, and now I can't wear them.
Yeah, they look cute. You can dress it up or dress it down. And now I got some of that what's that 3,000 glue stuff to my leg.
Girl, that glue don't come out.
It really doesn't. No. It really doesn't. I'm like, nah. My ankle, I'm like, is that hodgepodge on my ankle? What's going on my ankle? My shoe,
and then it feels off like skin.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. So that's awesome. I love that you make everything. I hate when people try to put you in a box and say, well, you do this and you do that. You do all. God, that's a lot of stuff. Why don't you do one thing? Like, why should you have to do one thing when your mind just starts going and you have all these creative juices flowing? It's like, there's not enough hours in the day to do all the things that you want to do.
No, and I get grounded all the time. Like my man and my kids will ground me, and they'll be like, "Don't make anything else." until we sell some stuff. And as soon as
Right.
they leave, I'm over there pressing shirts like, oh, I got these new shirts in.
Right. Look at
And
this
then they'll
idea
come
I
back in the
got.
store. Is that new product? No.
Yep. Yeah, I get it.
It's been there. It's been there.
No, you just
We didn't
missed
have
it.
aprons before, babe. It's okay.
Sometimes we got to ground ourselves too. There's days where I'm like, okay, you got 6 projects going on at once. I'm going to need you're doing too much, girl. Calm down.
Well, I understand. And it's like, okay, so there's so much that I can do. Like, I know how to make so much stuff, but I've tended to, because I know that I have vendors that do it. So now I steer away from it. Like my headband is from J Rose Designs. So I won't make any hair wraps or anything like that because I carry her products in my store. So now I just wear her stuff. And I tend to, my sister and I, this is something that I loved about us, because not a lot of businesses do this. I carry around a business card book, and all of my vendors are in there. So if I'm wearing their products, you know, the bracelets, they're Positively Tining and Purple Moon Gems, I carry their business cards whenever I wear my bracelet. So if somebody says, oh, I like it. Oh, here you go.
Oh, I love that. That's
that
such
way
a great
we're always
idea.
networking and promoting other businesses, because there are so many businesses that are dog eat dog and not worried about anybody else. And that's not what we are. We want to see everybody succeed, because there's enough money out here for everybody.
Ain't that the truth?
Very much so.
I love that. I love that idea of carrying that book around. That's so great.
I love the idea that you do the drawings and you allow them to do the pop-ups. I know you said you even do where, I know you said you're an animal lover. So you bring in, do you bring in like Animal Humane Society, or do you bring in, what do you bring in?
Right now it's Possibilities Rescue for the month of December.
Okay.
And then in February, I already picked, what is it called? It's a cat shelter.
Okay.
So we got the doggy shelter for December, because in December, everybody's always focused on the families and the kids for toys for tots and stuff like that. And I was like, well, it's cold. There's all those doggies outside.
Yeah.
You know? So
For
I wanted to
sure.
make sure that the doggies got taken care of too.
Right.
I love it. You're a whole vibe, Anna. You really are. I love it. That's awesome.
I'm all about positivity and positive energies and building people up. Like that is, and the crazy thing is, that's what I've been about my whole life. Like I've been through a lot of bad stuff. So I feel that I need to uplift everybody else, because you never know what somebody's going through at home. You don't know what they have been through or if they had a really bad day. So I make sure that when I see people, I compliment them. You know, I complimented a girl at Myers a little while ago, and she like almost stumbled, because I was like,
I know,
girl,
isn't
you're
that
so
great?
pretty. Yes. I was like, you look like a home model, girl. She was like,
yeah, I throw compliments out there all the time. People are always like, I don't know, sometimes I get people look at me like, huh, what? But I don't know. I just feel like if I see something, I'm like, oh, girl, you are so cute today. Look at you put together. I love it.
Because your eyebrows are on point, girl.
Right? I feel like there's some days where you don't know if those people need that compliment. You don't know what kind of day they had. You don't know what kind of week they're having. You don't know what kind of month they're having, or even what kind of life they have in general that they have to deal with. Or if they have somebody who even tells them that they love them, once a day. There's so many people that don't even hear I love you every day. So when you tell somebody just the simplest thing, like, oh, I like your coat, or your eyebrows look good, or oh my God, your hair, or wow, you are on top of it. I see you, girl, or even guys, like, I feel that we need more of that in the world. There's so many people that, especially nowadays, where everybody's, they're so on edge with everything going on in the world. Everybody's on edge. Everybody's got opinion. Everybody's offended. Nobody wants to talk to each other. They're so divided. But I always say I move from a place of love. I always move from a place of love. Like I pour out love, because I know what it feels like to not get it. And if you can't, love conquers all. So, love and gratitude. Those are my two.
So when you give to guys. I hope it's not during the gray sweatpants season, because I know a lot of girls will be like, "That's a gray sweatpants."
Oh yeah,
I see those gray sweatpants.
See, and that's why my man can't leave the house in those. I ripped them.
I know that's right.
I ripped the ankle. So
I said I ripped the ankle.
Not on
I
the
cut
pants.
a whole circle in the ass. Can't go.
See, that's smart. I cut the ankle so now it doesn't fit over his shoes right. He don't know. He's gonna know now, but he didn't know. He was probably wondering why his ankle was all fucked up.
That's right.
He's like, what the fuck? Why I always got one defective ankle? Where is she buying these? Who is our vendor on these pants?
Right.
And why is it always the gray ones?
None of the other ones, just the gray.
Right. No, the black fit perfect.
So, Anna, what is next for Anna in Lansing, Michigan? What are you? I know you got constant things going on with your shop. Did you stop doing pop-ups around the country? Because I know you said you were in Texas, you were in, here, there. Are you doing any of that anymore? Or is it more concentrating on your store?
For now, it's concentrated on the store. We have been invited out to do other shows because we've done so many.
Right.
And I have people in my inbox and in my email all the time. But I know that my sister and I talked about it, and I'm going to do at least once every blue moon.
Okay.
And have my family run the store, and I'll go do the show. And that's mainly because networking is key. In my line of business, networking is everything. So whenever I go to a show, I go and I meet all the vendors that are there. I hand out my business card. I talk to them. I buy products. And that's how I've gotten so many vendors that have wanted to do shows with me. And I have over 200 business cards that I've collected from all the shows that we've gone to. And I've built up a squad from doing all of these shows. I have 5 businesses, if not more, that ride with me. I mean, we were doing shows outside of a weed shop on MLK, and they were sitting outside the weed shop with me every Wednesday and every weekend. Whatever I do, they're behind me, and and they're all positive people. Like there's Stone Cold Bakery that sells Dunkin' Donuts, which donut will have you not feeling your whole back.
Oh, I bet. Have your whole life right.
I was like, girl, my back hurts so bad. I ate that donut, and I was like, girl, I don't even have a back no more.
You're like, what back? I done lost my back. My back done fell out. I don't even know what it's
like, I can bend and contort and everything because I ain't got no back.
The whole bag is gone.
And it's like they're all positive and inspiring people. They have no problem with giving advice and helping and guiding, and
that's awesome.
And we all come together. Like here, and when they come here, it's like you said, it's a whole vibe, because I went out one day to go smoke a cigarette, came back in, and they're all dancing in my store. Like they're just dancing in my hallway. The cha-cha slide came on, and they're all down the hallway cha-cha sliding. And I'm like, oh my God, y'all made all my dreams come true.
Right? Oh, I love when you bring that energy together. Energy recognizes energy, that's for sure. So souls recognize souls. So that's awesome. Yeah, you're you're like I don't know, you're just a whole vibe studio over there. I love it.
Whole vibe.
I'm gonna have them come back and put that on the wall.
Yes.
You hear that? Vibe studio.
You a whole vibe studio over there, and I'm here for it. I love it.
So if we're in the Lansing area, where do we find you? What's your address?
Our address to our store is 602 Elmwood Road, Suite B. We're directly across from Myers, kitty corner to the Lansing Mall. So it's a prime location. And we're right next door to Big B.
Boom.
So if you need coffee.
Yeah, after you eat that edible and can't feel your back, go get you a coffee. Go get you coffee, wash it down, and then do the cha-cha slide.
Right, see, it all just it flows.
So do you have any upcoming shows? I know I was looking through your page. Do you have any upcoming shows or no?
Actually, we have the pop-up shop this weekend. And December 17th, we're doing our Galleria night, because I've also found that artists and businesses don't always coincide. And I think that that's that's just wrong, because artists, they are running a business. Their artwork is their business. That is their product. So I am opening my doors to 3 artists to come in and rent the space. We're going to sell tickets. So it'll be like a galleria. You can come in and shop with these amazing artists. So far, Keon is interested, the art school dropout, and Crowned Artistry, which is 2 young teenagers from Detroit. Their mom told them, or their aunt told them, to find a project to get off their phones. And they now do acrylic pour art.
Love it.
And they're actually going to come out sometime next year and teach a course and teach people how to do the acrylic pour art.
So I bought all the stuff, right? I bought all the acrylic, the A, the B. I was like, I'm going to make a table, right? I got this shit. I'm going to make a table. I bought all the glitter. I was like, I'm going to make it look like a geode. Man, that was such a fucking mess. I tried. I gave it my all. I really tried. I bought the blower. I had the mixers.
You was there, girl.
I was there. I had bubbles and everything, but I'd be watching all the videos. I'm like, I could fucking do this. I could totally make this dining room table. I got this shit. Man, it's so, you watch it, it's so therapeutic. And I'm so jealous of people who can get it without any bubbles in it and just let it flow. I'm like, man, I tried this. It was a fucking mess.
It's not that easy.
It is really not. And there's a lot of trial and error. Let me tell you though, Amazon took that fucking acrylic back. I went into Kohl's with like 8 bottles of it. They're like looking at me. I was like, this says on here no yellowing and bubbles, and I had bubbles in it. And she just looked at me like, I think it was the user, but she didn't say nothing. I was like, I don't know. I think it's defective.
Right. I would have said that too.
I was like, oh, my $500 back. Get my money back. But I tried, and I'm gonna try it again one day. I'm not defeated. I'm gonna try it again one day, but
can't
for now. Right? Okay. That's so impressive, man.
And they're young.
If they teach that course and they do a live one, you gotta let us know. I want to tune in and watch.
Yes, most definitely. I'll talk to their aunt.
Yeah,
that's what I go through, because they're young. So I message the aunt,
Yeah, that's great that you're giving artists and vendors a space in your shop and a gallery. Because like you said, a lot of businesses don't take them seriously. They're like, oh, this is their hobby. They must be broke because they're crafting, they're artists. Like, no, actually.
I mean, that just seems I can't put a Lego set together. So when I see doing this type of stuff, I'm like, damn, you guys are creative as hell. I just want to put a Lego set at the football game. So
like there's like so many amazing artists out here. There's one named Mila Lynn, and she just did the Inktober thing where she did a different painting for each day of the month. And she had a where you could come in and look at all the paintings for the whole month, and it was just amazing. And she's just like,
right.
And I love it. I love that doing these pop-ups and doing the Afterglow Market that Najima put on. I got to meet all of these amazing people, and I was able to network and grow and learn from all of these amazing people. It's just been, this whole experience since starting this company has been eye-opening, and just, I feel blessed.
So uplifting.
That is
I
amazing.
feel blessed.
Yeah.
I love the story.
Yeah, that's a perfect word.
So if we need to, of course you gave the address, but if we want to find you on social media and we want to send you a message and try to get a hold of you, how do we find you on social media? Tell our followers, our listeners, and our viewers, how do we find on social media?
We are on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Don't scroll too far, because then you'll get to my personal TikToks and I'm a fool. It's Better Than Yours, URS Designs. And that's us, because we're better than yours.
Boom, there it is.
Wait, hold on.
I clicked on your YouTube, your personal, and I'm like, okay, this is not anything she wants to show.
My stripper videos on there. Don't go there.
Hey, listen, Anna, we all got stripper videos. It's okay.
Girl, I slapped my belly the whole time.
Oh.
That's funny.
We all got them videos. It's okay. We were all in the stripper and we all did something with a belly slap at one time or another.
Somebody dared me, so I did it.
Well, you know.
And real quick, if you don't mind,
the 20's a 20, whatever, Anna.
Girl, I got like 1,300 views. I was like, people watched this?
Yeah, they sure did. You're like, let me go change my shirt and do it. All over. Get them views.
Snort on camera.
Well, I got to be honest about it on the show before, but my sister was like, she was telling, it's Christmas time, right? So I was like, you should try sniffer.com. And she's like, what is that? Tori knows what that is.
I know what sniffer is.
Sniffer.com is basically, it's women's used underwear or chonies or draws, and guys buy them. And I was like, you could make an extra $500 a month by selling used draws. And she was like, that cannot be real. And I was like,
it's real.
Now I'm gonna have to go Google it.
So it's funny that you brought that up, Drake, because I kid you not, 2 days ago, my girlfriend calls me and she's like, girl, I got this hustle. She's like, you get you these underwear. I said, oh, Sniffer. She goes, how the fuck did you know about Sniffer? I was like, oh, I've been on Sniffer. I already know about Sniffer. So it's literally used underwear, right? You just post a profile, underwear. These weirdos be buying socks. Dirty socks. You wear them to the gym. Oh, girl, we'll pay more for those. Like, I'm really literally wearing socks all day long for you to buy them. And some girls are selling their bath water like $50 for like 10 ounces of it in a little jar. And you can pick the scent of soap that you want her to use.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. So my girlfriend's like, I'm going to buy me some Walmart underwear right now.
Yeah, because I ain't about to sell my Lane Bryant panties.
Through the 3 for those damn Lane Bryant is expensive as hell. Them damn Lane Bryant underwear are more expensive than Victoria's Secret.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm not selling those.
No, they're serious about their material.
Right.
But yeah, no, those are going to be extra. If you want those are extra.
Right. Those cost an extra $50.
So, yeah, they do too. They be buying them. I'm like, what?
That is so crazy.
Yeah. The name is a little cringy, Sniffer, like ill. Right. I don't want to know what you're doing with it.
Scratch and sniff.
That is so weird.
Gross.
Oh God, people are weird.
Yeah.
And I thought I was weird. Yeah, no, I'm normal now.
Same.
I'm normal as fuck.
You're like, I'm normal as fuck.
Right. Yes.
Real fucking normal.
No, girl.
Thank you for joining us. I know you probably gotta get to a family, feed them some dinner. So we appreciate you jumping on the show. We appreciate your story. I love it. Definitely come back and join us and show that positive energy and new things that you're coming up with. Just hit me up and we'll bring you back on the show. How do we find Anna once again on Instagram and Facebook and all the rest? How do we find her?
Better Than Yours, URS Designs. It's in the
Love
name.
It. There it is. Thank you for joining us, Anna. Have a great night. Keep those positive vibes flowing, girls. Keep spreading that light.
Yes.
Merry Christmas. Have a good one.
Merry Christmas to you guys too.
Merry
Thank
Christmas.
you so much.
Bye-bye.
She's great.
I loved when she was telling me about the wall. I thought that was pretty awesome. You know what I mean? For all those positive sayings and stuff like that. I love that. I love those murals. I thought it was great. I think it's great that she's helping out local businesses. She's like, hey, I've been burned before and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I love that. Plus it also brings people into her business and let them, see what she's doing. And maybe they didn't know who she was and they came to see a certain vendor and they're like, whoa, this is a whole mood here. So I love it. I love her vibe. That's so awesome. We need more Annas in the world.
Yeah, definitely need more positivity in the world.
Absolutely.
Especially with DEF CON, Omicron, whatever's going on.
The Transformer thing.
We'll move on with the show. Dr. Oz bids for the U.S. Senate seat in Pennsylvania. So I was talking to my mom Bruce yesterday, and I was like, "Hey, are you supporting I can't think of her name in Michigan?" And she's like, "No, I don't think she's running in 2024." And I was like, "You know what? How much money do I need to run for senator?" She's like, "Really?" She's like, "I don't know, probably $2 million." I was like, "I really want to run for senator. I don't know why."
Really?
Yeah, I would run for senator. Yeah, I would run for senator.
Okay, well, let's start your campaign.
Yeah,
let's get some donations.
Donation. Yeah.
I think you'd be good in politics.
Yeah?
I do.
You think so?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Listen, if Trump can become president, we can do fucking anything.
Well, my mom goes, "Well, what about your past?" I said, "What about my past?" And she said, "Well, blah, blah, blah." I said, "Mom, look," I said,
It doesn't matter these days.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter these days as long as I'm honest. I mean, I would definitely say, you know what? Everybody has a past. I had a past. Blah, blah, blah.
Our old first lady was fucking nude in a lesbian photo shoot. Does it really matter?
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
It's when you try to hide your past. It's when they're like, "Oh, big deal. Ooh, you got a blowjob." Like, hello, we all get blowjobs. Well, I don't get a blowjob. You give them, but whatever.
Yeah, I just want to hear.
Donation. I thought it was a class. Don't be hitting over the
Donation. That was the bad.
I say we start a campaign, get you some donations up.
Donations.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Don't you got to live there to be senator, though?
I got a Michigan driver's license.
There you go. Yeah, it's close enough.
There you go. As long as you reside the day before election, I already looked at all. As long as you reside in the day before elections, you can run.
Oh, well, you're good. You got an address there. You good.
I'm good.
You're allowed to have more than 2 houses.
Yeah, Greece will mandate COVID-19 vaccine for anyone over 60 to make over 60 or make them pay fines. Facing surge in coronavirus infection and stalled vaccines drive, 2 nations of Europe have faced the financial consequences. So Greece Tuesday, everyone over 60 must be vaccinated in the middle of January, facing fines up to €100 per month.
Everyone over 60 or under?
Over.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Make them pay. So they got to pay.
Well, a lot of times people who are 60 and over have health issues. So I understand.
Fuck your feelings.
They said fuck your feelings and your health issues. I feel that it's a case-by-case situation when they're elderly, because let me tell you, when I got that vaccine, that first shot put me the fuck down. I don't know if I was elderly, if I would have been able to take it like a champ like I did, right? So it could cause more issues respiratory-wise, heart-wise. Sometimes those people don't, when you already have an underlying issue, you don't bounce back from, from flu shots. That's why I never gave Zach the flu shot, because he wouldn't have been, if he would have got sick from it like I did, he wouldn't have been able to bounce back from that.
Or do you think about, instead of getting the shot, they already have the pill? Would the pill be okay?
Is it going to, so my main concern is the onsets, that the side effects, the feeling you get when you first get the shot. A lot of times, from everybody I've heard, your body aches, your fever, you got congestion, you got a cough. All of those could affect something you already have going on. Maybe your immune system can't fight off that fever because your immune system is low. Then it turns into something else. Maybe your immune system can't fight off that cough, and now it's creating mucus, which then creates fluid in your lungs and turns into something more because your body wasn't healthy enough to fight off these fake symptoms, because they're induced symptoms, right? You didn't go out and catch it. You induced them by taking something. So does that pill induce these symptoms? I still feel that if that pill induces these symptoms, it's a case-by-case situation.
Makes sense.
Not everybody starts with the same clean slate.
Right. Makes sense.
So
while we're on the subject, so today was let me find the article. Today was AIDS World Day. So they're saying that
what is that?
AIDS World Day. It's a world. It's a HIV World AIDS Day.
Oh, AIDS. I thought you said age. I'm like, it's old people day? What?
So they're saying,
oh, AIDS World Day.
Yeah, doctors are saying they are very close of coming up with an HIV vaccination. What's your thoughts about that?
I think that they've already come up with it and that they're holding on to releasing it.
No, but what's your thoughts?
I think it's long overdue.
Okay, so
I think it's long overdue.
Younger girl, would you have took it? Because I think they probably want to give it to and
well, they're probably going to start with gays. Right. That seems gays and minorities, gays and blacks were the higher population that have HIV.
Right.
So I'm sure they're going to want to start with that and then work their way around. I don't know if I would take it. I think if I was in the high risk, if I was risque, let's just say this. I have a lot of,
if you're wild.
Yeah, if I was wilding out, right? Maybe if I was living that whole life, and I'm not slut shaming. Do you, boo boo? Do you? But if you're a cautious person, then I don't really think it's necessary because it's not like a common cold, the flu, COVID. You walk outside, you touch a door, now boob, got AIDS, right? No, you got to actually fall on the dick, fall in the pussy to get the AIDS, right? So you have to take those precautions, know who you're with. Could it still happen? Absolutely. Could you know who you are with and that person deceive you? Absolutely. But I think if your lifestyle is a little more risque, you live in your best whole life, you're gay and you're promiscuous, like gays, they have a whole nother sex life out there, right? And I can speak on that because my gays they be wilding out and they ain't got no shame in their game. But I think if that's what you're doing, or, maybe you're in the sex industry, maybe you are a escort or a prostitute or, whatever that is, and you're in the sex industry, it's something to think about. It's something to think about.
So I was talking to a buddy today and I was asking about, I was asking what's your thoughts, and he's like, no, I don't need it. I'm married, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah, but how if you were like 20 years old, want to get once again, and you were wilding out? He's like, yeah, probably, or whatever, I'd probably do it. And I feel the same way. It's like, if I was, I'd be, there was times where I'm like, oh shit, yeah,
right.
Question yourself.
Oh, dude, I hope that was an okay one.
Yeah.
Right.
Air mattress, no pillowcases, stuff like that.
Pickles next to the bed. No, I'm just kidding. Ew. Yeah, no, right? You're like, I don't even know what I just did, but I'm about to walk shame my ass out right fucking now and pray on it. I need to go wash the dirt bag off real fucking quick.
Right. Wash the dirt bag.
Yeah. I go wash the dirt bag off, huh? I done fucked up. I need a scalding hot shower.
Scalding?
Burn my skin off, please. So yeah, if you're out there, wilding out and you're being promiscuous, you're being risque with your sexuality, I do not think it's a bad idea. I mean, what could it hurt?
Right.
Could help. Definitely could help.
It's kind of crazy because I was talking to him and I was like, he's like, when did AIDS and HIV? I was like, it's about 1980, around that time. I said, so 50 years, I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, I don't feel comfortable. It's like they came up with it last week. You know what I mean? No, it's been around 50 years. It's time, right? Here you go. So here's the wilding out after. Here you go. And so that's he slept with a gay
That's
man.
just how it happens. That is exactly how it happens.
I was trying to find a scene where he was.
I can't believe my money's been wasted.
I was trying to find a scene where he was. He actually was washing his balls in the shower. He was like, because he just slept with a man. So he was just like.
So I got a question.
Sure.
What do you think when AIDS has been around 50 years and they're just now coming out with the vaccination compared to COVID and they had it that quick? You don't see you don't think like, to me, it tells me they had they had the opportunity to do it for AIDS, but they make so much money on AIDS. That's my opinion. What do you think when you look at the comparison on how fast and how they were able to do such a thing?
Well, was actually killing people, and I think, to be honest with you, here's the scene, and I'll answer your question. But here you go.
Really?
He's like, so there's the.
He literally scrubbed the skin off his dick.
Ah!
He loafed it. He was loofahing his own dick.
I got to be honest with you. I think they probably, like you said, they probably had this vaccination or maybe the cure, whatever the case may be, for someone just mentioned cancer, HIV. I think it makes big pharma lots of money. So they have not released this cure or this vaccination. So I got to be honest with you. It's affecting what gay men, minorities, people of color, and the reason why they had to figure out with the COVID vaccine is because it didn't
everyone.
Yeah, if it didn't affect, it didn't go. You know what I mean? It didn't stay.
Right. There was no prejudice to it at all. There was no. That's it.
It didn't stay in the ghetto. If it did, would they would have rushed the vaccine? Maybe. If it was killing urban people, maybe not. You know what I mean? I don't know. But it did have no color. You see it all over. You know what I mean? You just heard me talk about Greece, the new Omicron, South Africa. You know what I mean? And those are white people in South Africa, right?
Right.
I think that's the reason why.
I think so too. With HIV and AIDS, they can prolong it, right? They can give you pills, they can give you treatments, they can give you injections, they can give you dietary supplement, they can give you all this stuff to maintain that goes ahead and feeds into pharmaceutical costs and doctor visits and money and generating. With COVID, you get it, boom, you're dead in a week. They're like, fuck, we can't make money. We can make money on that one diagnosis, but these people are fucking dropping like flies. We can't make no money on them because we can't even keep them alive.
Right.
To keep it going. So, and we all know we are way more valuable sick than we are healthy to them.
Right. So if HIV cancer was killing people in a week, yeah, they probably, or you know what I mean? Whatever the case, they would have probably they would have released that already, right? But since they prolong it, they can make money off you. They can treat you.
Well, just like my son's condition with muscular dystrophy, they make off of one boy with Duchenne's muscular dystrophy on an average per year, a minimum, and this is just regular doctor visits and supplies. This is if everything is going okay, around $400,000 to $500,000, and that's not with a new wheelchair or the wheelchair vans or the modifications to the house. None of the extra stuff, just the regular daily medications and food and therapies and stuff like that. $400,000 to $500,000 per child per year if they stay even keel. And with that condition, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So there's always going to be a decline.
Yeah, why would they come up with a vaccination?
Right. No, they're a paycheck. Why would we want these children to, just like cancer, why would we want them to live if we can benefit on their illness?
Right.
I always said my son and his condition was a straight paycheck. Period. Nobody, they say, don't get me wrong, there are doctors out there that want a cure, right? When you deal with somebody who's medically fragile or somebody who has a condition like HIV, AIDS, cancer, there's a whole list of them, even diabetes, right? You come across some medical professionals and therapists and nurses and all that in that industry that really don't want to have to come to work to see your child or your family member. They want a cure for them because they really, truly love helping people. But in the bigger scheme of things, those insurance companies, they don't want your child and your people to be okay. They don't want none of that to be okay. They want you to jump through hoops. They want to charge you the most. They want to charge you hundreds and thousands of dollars for something that cost them $6 to manufacture. And that's what keeps them going. And then in return, they put that money in politicians' pockets. And that's a whole nother fucking rabbit hole. So we won't even go there.
All right.
Okay.
So, wife of powerful drug lord El Chapo, 4 years for
3.
Is it 3? It says 4 years of supervisor's release.
Oh, I saw 3.
It says 3. Yeah, I'm sorry. 3 years in prison. She a boss. She's like,
people big mad about that, and you know what? I am not mad.
No,
I'm not. I'm really not. I know people are like, oh, 3 years for killing so many people. I don't know. First of all, I'm not saying I approve of what she did, right?
Right.
But do you really think she had much choice once she was with him? There's no choice with the way that their entire, how everything goes. There's no choice. So you're going to do what he's going to say, or you're going to be killed too.
Right.
I really don't think she had that much of a choice. I just dropped my phone. I'm going down. Hey, I'm going down.
Going down.
I'm going down. So I don't really think there was. It is what it is. I'm glad. I don't know. I ain't mad at her, and she was a good wife. So whatever. I know people are mad about it, but I'm looking at it differently. She had to do what she had to do to survive. At that point, she ain't getting out of the game. There's no getting out of the game. They're gonna kill her if that's the case.
Right.
So, girl, survive. Do what you got to do. Do your little hot 3 years and come out a billionaire. So, do you, boo boo?
So,
I'm mad at you.
First case of Omicron detected in California. So it's here in the United States.
It's here. Well, you said it last week. Oh, it'll be here next week.
Yeah.
What was last week that it said Africa?
Yeah. That's why they should have shut the borders down. But everyone said
should. Yeah, they absolutely should have.
Less onsets with Omicron. They're not as severe. Blah 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 blah.
What?
Yeah, they said the onsets, the sickness, they're mild symptoms for Omicron.
I thought it was hyped up. Okay, Fauci said it's not?
He said it's not as bad as what people think.
I can't believe none of this shit now.
Yeah.
So it's not called COVID anymore? It's called Omicron?
No, Omicron is just another variation or another variant. So.
Okay. So
Probably just another booster. So federal judge blocks Biden's vaccination mandate for U.S. health workers. So U.S. health workers are not going to be obligated to get a vaccination. So Biden wanted the mandate, but a federal judge blocks it. So they're not required. There you go. A lot of health workers are fighting that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't agree with them fighting it. I think that if they're in the industry to help people, then they should be doing, they took an oath to do by any means possible. But looking at two sides, I can see how the ones who don't want to get vaccinated would be mad because they worked through the pandemic risking their lives without a vaccination, and they were important. So I could see why they'd be mad to say, "Oh, I was okay to do this then, but I'm not now."
Right.
I mean, I could see that point of view of being pissed off if that was my angle.
That's a good point.
I don't agree with that. I think the numbers speak for themselves.
Right.
I think that this isn't about you or me as an individual. I think this is about all of us as a whole. And so I think that a big part of this spread is we're all divided. There's no unity on one thing at all. And, you know, people, I don't know, numbers can't lie. You know, that girl that broke down that video we watched that broke down the numbers to the, you know, 1 in 80 or 1 in 80, what was it, 80,000, like, whoa.
Right.
It's a no-brainer. It's just a no-brainer, and it's scientifically proven, and numbers can't lie, and the statistics can't lie. If you pay attention to that, then what side do you want to be on? I'd much rather do that and hope that I'm part of the solution and not the problem.
There you go.
Or being on the fence, you know, because your life and everybody else's life matters to me too. People I don't know, you all matter. So, I feel like we're going to be in this for a while. Scary, sad.
You know, I understand your point, and I think I get that they worked through it, but I would want to be protected now.
Yeah. Absolutely. I would definitely want to be protected. I want to be protected, but I also, how about I'm helping others that are coming in, that are dying from this, that are catching this, that are on ventilators, that are doing all this, and I'm trying to show them compassion and also tell them what they need to do to get better or to, you know, stay safe, or I'm telling other people what to do to stay safe. I kind of feel like I'm contradicting my actions with them by not taking this step to protect me and to protect them from me potentially passing something to them from the other people that I'm working with or that I'm treating.
So here's Leonard Nimoy weighing on in it.
Don't grieve, Hitler. Just logical.
Logical.
It is.
The needs of the many outweigh
the needs of the few.
Or the one.
There you go. Another senseless shooting in Michigan. I know it is in Oakland County. I never heard of the school, but I think you told me that you might have knew where the school was. 4 dead, 7 injured. In Oxford High School shooting. Suspect is 15 years old. You know, there's a lot of stories that have come out. You know, his social media. There was a letter from the school saying that that they were aware of it. The sheriff of Oakland County knew about it. You know, my whole thing is, if this is a ploy to get guns off the street, you know how I feel. It is definitely not the gun's fault. It is the parents or people that are shooting these people. You know, I would never want my guns to my Fourth Amendment. I can't remember what it is for guns. We should all bear arms. But, you know, I have assault rifles. Have I ever used them? No. They're in a safe. Do I own some? Yes. Should they be fully automatically? No, they shouldn't be fully automatic. Should you have access to it? Unless, you know what, to be honest with you, I bought these weapons a long time ago. Should you have access to an MP-15, an AK-47, those type of weapons? Probably not. You probably shouldn't have access to it. Unless you're in the military, you're a police officer, some type of that you shouldn't have access to those type of weapons. I just think it's a very sad situation that, the county just made it. The parents should be accountable. I believe the parents should be accountable. It's
Absolutely.
just as much as the Oakland Police Department or Oakland Sheriff Department. They were aware of the situation. The school was aware of the situation. And he was posting on social media, "Hey, I'm going to go shoot up the school." And
there was rumors going around for the week prior that there was going to be a shooting, and there's several comments and people who have been blocked because the Oxford police are trying to say that they knew nothing about it. But indeed they did. They were told, some of the parents went to the school and told them, they called, they said, "Hey, is this true? What's going on?" The school even sent out a letter telling them that they looked into it and that this is just a rumor, and you know how kids will be with, social media and whatnot. So, yeah. It's just insane. I'm in Arizona right now, but I grew up on, not far from that side of town. And I have a lot of friends and family members and teachers and, acquaintances and affiliates that live over there, work over there, teach over there, have kids that are there, or either there or in the neighboring community. It's literally right up I-75, about
well, I got to be honest with you.
Maybe 40 minutes from where I lived.
I was watching the Red Wings game, Pistons game yesterday with my dad, and he goes, "Yeah, that makes me fucking pissed off. It's not even fucking Detroit. It's an hour away and this and that." And I said, "Calm down, Dad. I've never been in that area, so I couldn't tell you. I've been to Auburn Hills, and, but we go to Great Lakes Crossing, or we were going to a Pistons game, or in Pontiac going to a Lions game. That's pretty much, I don't really know that side of town, but it looked like, pretty much white privileged white kids. I didn't.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a white community. It used to be very country, and it's grown. It's definitely grown. But yeah. Oh, hey, Jessica, call in. Jessica actually doesn't, live far. It's like her backyard, and she called me crying, and I'm like, "Girl, are you okay?" And when about these things happening, right? But when it hits so close to home and to people or the communities that you love, and that it could have been prevented, on top of having children that go to high school, having kids these age, and I can't even imagine having to drop my child off at school the next day and all the emotions that come along with it.
Gotta be difficult.
So hard. And, instantly we wanted to go to, and we're not condoning this behavior, but instantly we're like, "Oh, he probably was bullied. Let's see what happened. Like, this was probably somebody who's being bullied or, whatnot." And I'm not saying that he wasn't bullied, because after looking at the pictures and the comments and people saying that he very well could have been, but those parents are fully responsible for what happened to that school, to those children, to those deaths, to their child, because that mother put a gun in her child's hand. She posted literally a post about mother and son shooting day. And I'm not knocking people who teach their child how to shoot, right? There's a lot of people that hunt, all those things. I just feel that gun safety is key to those things. You can't introduce one without the other. And like I was telling Jessica, like I told you today, we grew up with guns in the home. We grew up around guns. Our uncle had property. We went out on the property and shot guns, and we've been to shooting ranges, and we've done all that, but we never had access to these guns when we weren't with a responsible adult. We weren't bought a rifle or bought a 9mm as a Christmas gift and then had access to it at 15 years old. Like you just don't. And and then we went over it in our heads, like, can you imagine kissing your child and that morning, or maybe you didn't make them breakfast, or maybe everybody was rushed in the morning and everybody had to get out, and you didn't see them when you left, and you're now not knowing if this is your child who was shot and killed. Was your child the person who did the killing? Like, you don't know. And now these parents, it's just so much. There's so much emotion that is, swirling around this entire thing. But one thing's for sure, after seeing the evidence that we've already been presented with, after seeing the responsibility that the role the parents played in this, I absolutely 1,000,000% believe that they should be held accountable. Just like I thought Kyle Rittenhouse's parents should have been held accountable, even though his was a different case and he didn't go to a school and shoot up a school. He went to a protest and brought a gun. I mean, still, right? This child, these parents, these are children. These are fucking kids. Why are you putting guns in kids' hands? Why are we allowing access to these fucking guns? Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Mental health issues and lack of parenting, lack of guidance, all of these things. And maybe he was being bullied. But again, that starts at home as well too. So we need to do better. Parents need to do better. Adults in general, even if you don't have kids, be a role model for another child. Or if you see a kid who might be an outcast or introverted or maybe not the most popular, then you need to mentor that child. And if you see a kid who is super popular and you're like, you know what, because we all know those kids, right? Who are a little smart ass, they maybe they have that tendency to think they're better than others. Maybe you need to sit that child down and say, hey, bro, you ain't better than nobody. You need to be friends with these people and teach them a better way if their parents aren't doing it or they don't have the home training to show them empathy and caring about others, because we need to do better. It takes a village. Jessica says, everyone is assuming that he was bullied. He has never once been said which has never once been said by his family or him. And there you go either, I mean, the mother hasn't made a statement about him being bullied.
Right.
Which usually in 9 times out of 10 cases, you hear about a child who snaps. The family says he's been being bullied. I went to the school. I went to the principal. I went to the counselor. I've tried my best. I don't know. This just spiraled out of control. Usually they make that statement. So that's a good point to say, the family hasn't spoke out and said he's been being bullied. I blame the parents.
There you go.
I blame the parents. Oh, and there was a countdown. He had a fucking countdown. I blame the parents and the fucking school. Okay, the school, the police, all of them. Those children, those people, their blood is on their hands. Those kids' blood is on their hands. They fucking knew. They sent out a damn bulletin talking about there's no problems. And we have top-notch flight security on the fucking scene.
Top-notch flight security.
Motherfucker, really?
Yeah.
Really? How'd your top-notch security do?
Terrible.
And then the boy who, there was, the 4th victim passed away today.
Right.
And they're speaking, it's grim for other ones as well. But there was 2 girls that they showed a picture of, as well as a football player who tried to stop him.
Yeah.
And he passed as well. He tried, he was a hero and he really tried. What's Jessica saying? She says, I've seen comments, people saying he was bullied and condoning what he did. So because someone was being picked on, that means he goes and kills babies. What the fuck?
There you go. All right. So back to more shit stories. Kyle Rittenhouse, not enrolled in ASU University, officially says, what? Yeah, I guess they thought that he was enrolled in ASU, and they said we withdrew him from any classes going to ASU. I don't think this kid need to go to university or a college. I think he needs
Mm-mm.
to actually have therapy because he must be pretty fucked up in the head, to be honest with you.
Well, so kind of resorting back to the story we just spoke about that happened today in Oxford, Michigan. So me and Jessica were already speaking, and I think this goes towards the Kyle situation as well. You know, let's minus the fact that the kid who shot up the school's parents are, well, they're both at fault, right? But we were saying when you're a parent or this happens to you, and he's going to have to, I don't think he will, but what do? You just go around acting like nothing happened? Or do you move to a whole nother city, a whole nother state, kind of change
That's
your,
why I was going to ASU. Like, they were
yeah,
like,
change your name, your identity. Like I couldn't even imagine being the parent of him or, you know, a relative or even him not knowing that you killed people.
right.
And then just, yeah, I'm going to go to the university, you know, go a couple frat parties, catch a couple courses. Motherfucker, what? No, you're not. And then think about all the kids that are going to be there. There's going to start a riot because there's going to be people there who are going to want to fucking jump him.
Yeah.
He's going to be a target. Those kids, they're not having that, especially minorities.
That should be online class only for you, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Motherfucker, you shouldn't even be thinking about getting books. No, that's all online.
Online.
All
right, so
hang on. Do you really think a college wants to support that in person? I don't think they want that smoke.
that's why
they want that smoke.
threw him from every class.
Yeah, they don't want them problems. They know better. They don't even want to be affiliated with none of that fuck shit.
So this was a story. I thought it was kind of crazy. So it was a couple that got married. They were $100,000 in debt after they got married. They divorced and then they remarried. So I'm gonna play this video. I think it's kind of hilarious. Why would you?
Did they wipe out their debt? What's the
No,
point?
they're still in debt. Why? I'll play this.
I thought like the divorce, like what'd they do? Did they we wiping out debt? What they doing?
Give me some room, I'm about to shoot. Everybody running out the room. Everybody begging, don't shoot. Give me some room, I'm about to shoot.
I guess that was just a video. I guess they were just happy that they're back together. Let me read this story. A couple has revealed that they spent $100,000 in debt paying off divorce, even though they're happily back together, remarried. Now, TikTok user Brittany Jade, who posted, Brittany said, to see a funny side of the expensive predicament. She said in the video that she previously wanted a divorce and her husband hadn't wanted to, but had gone along with it anyways. However, they added that they now married with $100,000 after rekindling their love, are happily ever after paying off divorce. We now got it.
So the divorce put them in debt?
Yeah.
That they went. How'd they accumulate $100,000 in debt through divorce?
It says the
Why
pair.
didn't they just split the assets amicably and keep it moving?
Says the pair has been married for 9 years, but before separating for a year and a half. So they were married. That's why they got in debt. They probably accumulated shit while they were married, and then they got in debt. So that's what happened. So they were married for 9 years.
So they got divorced. They were in debt. They got divorced. The debt didn't go away.
Right. And then they
got more debt accumulated because of the divorce on top of the debt that they got married. And now they're back together. Still in debt, still stressed out, but realized, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Why don't they just claim Listen, they just need to claim bankruptcy at this point.
Yeah, I know, right? Someone needs to talk to them.
Somebody really needs to talk to them. They got issues. Let that shit go.
Let that shit go.
And I got questions. I got so many questions. Never mind.
Stories on there. Check it out. SoFi Stadium. We check fax cards for BTS fans attendees say otherwise. So, In LA, you're supposed to check the vaccination card.
Let me
Seems
see your vax card.
yeah, it seems a little easy to into head of BTS concert. So much COVID protocols were broken, even though the venue refused to admit. So they're supposed to check vaccination cards, and I guess attendees said that was not true. People were just coming on in.
Where was that at?
At SoFi Stadium in LA, Los Angeles.
Mm. Remember that song back in the day, Let Me See Your Check Stub? Do you remember that song? That's how whenever I hear the vax card, I play that song in my head. Back in the day when times were simpler. Let me see your check stub. That was like some good money shit. I bet you Good Money was jitting to that.
Let me see your vax card.
I think it might have been one of his songs.
Let me see your vax card.
Yeah.
Feds, so there's a problem in Michigan still. Feds are sending doctors and nurses to Michigan. COVID-19 cases are on a rise, and this made it national news.
Yeah, they sent them into several locations, didn't they?
Michigan's COVID-19 cases and hospitalized numbers have hovering new all-time highs. The federal government will send doctors, nurses to other support certain hospitals. The state of health department said Wednesday. Big Gretsch had to help. The federal government agreed to send 2 medical teams to local hospitals to relieve doctors and nurses threatening COVID-19 and other patients. The Michigan Health Department said 44 medical personnel, including doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists, will split into between Dearborn, Beaumont, outside Detroit, Spectrum Health System, Grand Rapids State Health Department said. The team will arrive next week, beginning treating patients immediately, providing support for the next 30 days.
Mm-hmm. Was it you that told me there was an article or something? They're like, we don't need 20 people. We need 200.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Right? They were sending,
20 people? What?
Yeah, they were sending, like, they sent in people, but it was like, like a small team to come help them. And there was a quote by one of the medical professionals at Beaumont, Troy, or one of the ones out north. And they said, we don't need 40, we need 400. Like, what are you doing? So, and I know that they're shutting down any elective surgeries right now because they're using those surgical areas to house more COVID patients. And it's getting cold there in the D. So it's going to be rising. It's definitely going to be rising. It's getting cold. There's more germs. There's more coughing. There's more things going around. Fluids being passed. And it's cold, so people are indoor more, right? They're trapped inside with others, breathing in the same breath. There's a lot more being passed around when you're in a cold environment.
Right. So we're going to jump over to golf. I know we're not going to talk too much sports, but we're going to jump over to golf.
Okay, I'm going to listen.
Tiger Woods, I doubt he'll ever be full-time pro golfer again. He says that's just a reality from his foot injury or his leg injury from his crash.
I saw that.
He said, I think he's going to start enjoying life and not be a full-time golfer.
He's hurting. That really took a toll on his body, I read.
Yeah.
I heard that it took a toll on his body. You have to weigh in that factor on top of all the, the regimen and how disciplined you have to be for the sport. And then you have this pain. And remember, he had a little pill problem at one point. So he's probably trying to balance pain with stress, with self-discipline, and he's done with the shits. He's like, you know what? I don't think I'm ever going to be that level again, and I'm going to accept it. I think this is his acceptance, because a lot of times athletes, that's a hard pill to swallow when this is all and this is your life and your identity. Even semi-pro people or even high school or college, that's a hard pill to swallow when you finally realize, okay, my body is telling me I need to calm down.
Right.
So hopefully the transition will be smooth for him. And who knows? Maybe he'll do some commentary. He's not going to step away.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I think he's
Yeah.
got. I think he's got a lot of money.
The kitchen gets wet.
Weighing out his.
Maybe he could be a trainer, like not a trainer, a coach or something. I don't know what the term would be.
Why not? Why not him to train them? Oh, you're going to pay me how much? Yeah.
Right? I would love to be Tiger Woods' protege. Shit, let me go buy golf clubs right now. I don't even know the first thing about golf, but I'm ready.
I know you have to have a big ass and checker pants.
Or a little skirt. And I've got both.
So
I've got all three.
Got all both. I don't, so I can't play golf.
I got big ass, little skirt, and checker pants. I just need some golf clubs. And I'm hitting all the balls.
All the balls. We'll stay in golf. A legend, Lee Elder, first black golfer to play in the Masters, passed recently. He was shit. I just had his age up here. Hold on. It doesn't have his age. I thought he was in his 80s, but he was the first black player to compete in the Masters, have encouraged courage to break down barriers. So he was. Played along the side of Jack Nicholson, and he was, like I said, he was the first black guy, African American. Looks like 1975. So yeah, you didn't see black people playing golf in 1975. So
yeah, I'm sure he was somebody Tiger looked up to as well, being the first black golfer.
So we're gonna jump over to basketball. Queen James, I call him Queen James. Queen James has contracted COVID. He will miss a few games, they say. So he's out. LeBron James is out with COVID-19.
I just got a really crazy text about that Oxford killer.
I was going to bring that up, but hold on real quick.
Yeah, no, keep going.
So Ben Wallace and Metta, Ron Artest, buried the Malice in the Palace beef. They shook hands recently at a LA game. I got to be honest with you. Ben Wallace probably was like, this motherfucker. But there it is. Meta piece, Ben Wallace shaking. Ben Wallace looks like a dignitary. Like looks like a whole civil rights leader.
He does.
But he looks great. If you remember the Malice in the Palace.
I do.
So 17 years ago today, the Malice in the Palace.
The Malice in the Palace gave us some clout, though. Everybody's talking shit about it, but nobody wanted to fuck with us.
There it is.
That was some hardcore shit. It did get out of hand.
It didn't get rough until Ron Artest was laying down they threw the thing, and then he goes into the stands, and you see him.
Yeah, that's when all hell broke loose.
Yep.
The whole motherfucker. Look at him.
Malice in the Palace.
I remember when this happened and people were zooming in on the people in the back. There was a couple guys who didn't even flinch. They were unbothered. They just stood there and watched the whole thing one aisle up.
And I would have been like,
didn't even run. Right. The dude's like, just watch this. Just check this out. That unbothered guy that didn't even get out of his seat. He's just eating. Yeah. He eating his popcorn.
His popcorn.
Not a care in the world. He's like, I paid for these seats.
So we'll jump over to congratulations to the Red Wings. They have 3,000 victories as an NHL franchise. And the same night, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He is their goalie. They won last night against the Boston Bruins. They had 41 saves, and Wings win over Bruins. And guess what? They have won 3 straight. They are 12-9. They look actually pretty good. So
wow.
Yeah, I'm hoping next year that we actually make an impact in the playoffs. I think we'll get beat early in the playoffs, but it'll be great to see the Wings back into Detroit hockey playoffs. So
yeah, it will be great. think Detroit deserves it. They need it.
We need it.
We do.
The winningest team right now is Michigan football. So
I know, right?
right? And then right behind,
Fuck.
we were watching the Pistons the other last night as well, right after the game, and I was like, man, they are bad. So I just was like, man, these guys look like high school students. So I thought it was
And
fun.
that's the thing. They look like high school students. You know, I feel like out of all the teams, they have the most grace because of their age, and it's like, okay, they're learning and all this, but they do look like a bunch of high school, a bad high school too, not like a private school. Like they look bad. They don't look like a Catholic school. They look bad.
Look
They're
bad.
bad.
So
Mhm.
jump over to MLB. Tigers signed Baez, 29, 6-year deal, $140 million to the Tigers. So it's a great pickup. It is our shortstop. So I think it's an awesome, awesome thing.
Mhm.
Can't wait to see the Tigers. So
Yes, I know. I really want to go to some baseball games this year. Miss that. I think I told you guys, even Alex, that's something that I used to do with Zach often. That was, he liked to go all to the events, but that first, just that whole vibe. And then when I was a kid, I told you guys I used to go on the weekends to Tiger Stadium and hand out the little things, that the little door, whatever you call them, when the people would come in through the gates. And so there's nothing like a baseball game that's now. So I am excited. I can't wait. to go.
Here's the arraignment. This was a little while ago. It looks like it was at night. It's about 4 minutes, but he's there in a bulletproof vest. So
Formal arraignment of Ethan Crumbley, a 15-year-old being charged as an adult in the murders at that Michigan high school yesterday, to claim the fourth life today, a 17-year-old student, the fourth victim, succumbing to critical injuries that had occurred yesterday. The assaults are many and the counts are many. 4 counts of first-degree murder, 7 counts of assault with intent to murder, 12 counts of possession of a firearm. Crumbley, you might recall, was arrested in the immediate aftermath of the shooting, taken into custody. We also had a chance to see his parents were part of this arraignment process. We learned through the police and then the chief of police in the area that they had been with their son that morning on a school discipline issue that had come up over 2 days. First on Monday, and then separately meeting with some other teachers, we're told, we assume teachers, the very next day. Whether they were with him on both days, it appears that they were with him at this arraignment. Again, I'm just keeping you posted on this, but all of this comes at a time we're learning that there is now apparently a massive amount of digital evidence, videotape, social media, that absolutely confirms that we can show this was a premeditated act. This is coming from the Oakland County prosecutor, Karen McDonald, who said that this was not just an impulsive act, it was planned. It was very well planned. Let's go to Steve Harrigan right now, following all these developments in Oxford, Michigan. Steve.
Neil, a lot of news coming out about this case and some remarkable images there from the courtroom where you saw the 15-year-old sophomore in a bulletproof vest slumped over, looking very small and not powerful at all. His parents in baseball caps on a different screen at the same time. We've learned that the 15-year-old will be charged as an adult, that he will face 4 charges of first-degree murder that show premeditation. Also, he will face the charge of terrorism that causes death, an unusual charge. The prosecutor explained that, saying this entire community has been terrorized by the 15-year-old's action. And as you referenced, the prosecutor said there was a mountain of digital evidence to show that these shootings were premeditated. Certainly raises the question, if there was so much evidence out there online, why no red flags were raised. As for the shooter himself, we're learning new details about what went on yesterday. Just before 1 p.m., the 15-year-old walked up and down the hallways, firing a Sig Sauer pistol at extremely close range, hitting fellow students in the head, in the body, at times shooting through barricaded doors to try to kill more. At this point, 4 dead, ages 17, 17, 16, and 14, 7 people still wounded. And certainly a lot of questions raised about what the school knew and when. They held meetings with the 15-year-old the day before the shooting, the day of the shooting, just 2 hours before the rampage. Both parents, the shooter, and administration officials met in that school. 2 hours later, he came out of the bathroom firing. Neil?
Steve, do we know whether he targeted his victims, the 4 who died, the 7 others who were injured, I believe 2 others critically? Do we know whether they were his intended targets, that he was searching for them?
Officials right now aren't saying either way whether they were targeted.
So there you go. That was his official arraignment.
So I got a text just now of a post made by somebody in Oxford, and it reads, absolutely disgusting after finding out who the killer of Oxford high school shootings. Being neighbors with them and even working with his mom, I was always afraid of this child. He is extremely violent, would hurt animals as a young child. Oh. Jen and James both deserve to be behind bars with him. They were some of the worst careless parents I've ever met. They would leave this 6-year-old boy for sometimes almost 12 hours alone. And he would walk downtown Lake Orion and get drunk at times. Nasty, vile humans. You two deserve to rot for what you did to an innocent child.
There you go. So
this woman saying that these parents were neglectful drunks. They need to be charged.
Yeah.
They put the gun in his hand.
Like I said.
Period.
Like I said, many times. If you feel that you need to reach out to your child or need to talk to another relative that has a child that has these alarming red flags, do it. You know what I mean? It sucks because I think Connie said it earlier, for you to go to bed and you have to hug your children tight because you don't know what's going to happen if you send them to school.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
you got to be the worst in the world as a parent is that, dealing with this and the after effects and knowing that your kids are safe at school because it's supposed to be a safe environment.
Yeah.
Definitely hug your kids close because tomorrow is never promised. So.
Absolutely. And reading that post just now, she says as a young child that they left him home. This sounds like this, if he's hurting animals as a young child and he's doing all these things, it sounds like he's been lashing out for a long time. What do you do when when you see bad parents and you see children who are the product of that? How do you help those kids so that this doesn't happen again when the parents can't help them and their home life is terrible? Like, do you have your child try to reach out and befriend them? Do you reach out to the school? What do you do? And whose responsibility is it to step in?
Like out to the school, right? Cops knew about it, blah, blah. They knew this family. And
they were just at school for the behaviors, and
2 hours prior to the shooting. I don't know.
In a row.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why didn't the parents take them home? I don't get it.
At that point, is the school responsible for not stepping in? Is CPS, something? If this is, fuck.
Well, responsible.
This just, they definitely. Bottom line, the parents need to be held responsible, and charges need to be brought upon them as well.
Right.
They're end of this, and the bigger picture, they're responsible for their child and the well-being, the mental health of their child, how their child is cared for, and what their child has access to, whether it's a gun or it's a rated R movie, or it's drugs, or it's, it's their job to protect that child at all costs from birth, and to teach them right from wrong. So sounds to me like this child has been the product of piece of shit parents for his entire life.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't they be held responsible?
Right.
Sad.
So on that note, that's pretty much all I have this Saturday. Saturday. Good.
Oh, sorry. There was one other topic, and I don't know if we saw it or not. Did you? And TMZ just kind of posted it. Music legend Clarence Avant's wife shot and killed in home evasion robbery. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was on my. It was on the news feed. I put it on there.
I thought that was crazy.
Article later, but I did post it. Didn't look at it because I didn't. Didn't know how long we were going to do the show. So.
Yeah, originally they said she was just shot and killed. So now the headlines are reading it was a home invasion. So prayers go out to everybody that's been, affected by all of these tragedies this week. Going through it. The world is going through it. Be kind.
Yep.
Okay.
So Saturday, what is your New Year's resolution? We'll save that for the show. I don't think I've ever sat down and wrote down my New Year's resolution. I was just like, yeah, that sounds great. I'll stop doing crack next year. Yeah.
In moderation.
Yeah.
I always, I feel like my New Year's resolutions, they used to be like really big. Like, I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I'm going to lose 100 pounds. I'm going to, right? I feel like nowadays my New Year's resolutions aren't really resolutions. They're goals.
Okay.
So yeah, they're more like, this is what I want to achieve or accomplish by such and such, month, or this is the vibe I want to always remind myself to stay in, and try not to feed into certain things.
Right.
That's how I feel mine go.
Yeah. My thing. Stop masturbating 7 times a day. Oh.
Put that right next to drinking soda. Yeah. I'm gonna not drink soda and only masturbate 6 times a day.
There you go.
Who's gonna stop you? More on that.
Yeah. So
hey, Connie, thanks for tuning in. Good night to you as well.
That's all I have. Have a safe, blessed night, everybody that's listening. Make sure you go to our Word on the Street pod and you can subscribe to the show. I think I will, whoever's listening, the 2 people that are still on here, keep in mind, I think I'm going to do, since it's getting cold in Michigan, if you subscribe to our show, if you're a prior subscriber, it doesn't work. If you're a new subscriber, send me your screenshot. If you have an Apple device or if you have a Google device, if you go to a podcast, it's in your phone, load it. If you type on Word on the Street /Drake Swift, it comes up, hit the subscribe button. Same thing on Google. If you go to Google Podcasts and you type on Word on the Street and you subscribe to it, you send me a screenshot, I'll send you a hoodie. There you go.
There it is.
There it is. So that's all I have. Let me play this video and we be out. Make sure you're always washing your hands, especially with what do you call it? DEF CON? Transformer Con?
Omniville.
Yeah, make sure you're washing your hands, wearing a mask, and always washing your ass. Stay safe. Peace.